It's kinda dark out. I do think this fight is the light, fight of the light. This is a rough draft, but fuck it, the timing was right.
I know where the Bible comes from. I know that it's a plagiarized book, and I know what anything that comes across my table, I could metaphysically decode it, and it can be decoded in many ways because they're talking about symbols, and that's what symbols are for. That's why one man can read the Bible and tell you slavery is good, and the next man reads the Bible and tells you God wants you to be rich, because the symbols do tell 1,000 words, but the real symbology of it is the prosperity is not on earth. Light is the true prosperity. So you have to ask yourself, when you watching arguments online, are you finding light or are you wasting your time? Not only do I know it's a grand waste of time, when I watch it, I actually study how bad this shit could get. And I can find and talk to you now based upon me watching that. If I didn't watch that, I wouldn't be able to talk to you about it and see actually truly how this shit is actually working against you. There is entities that do work against you, because there's entities that were created just from your thoughts that now exist based upon human thought. And without humans, they can't exist. So it's in their interest to force humanity to do human shit. Oh, so y'all ain't even in the war. Y'all think it's a white man. No, there are entities that help to bring forth white men so you can occupy your time arguing about them. No, you're going to have to think a little bit higher. Push it up, son. There are entities that you have created called depression, clumsiness, jealousy, self-hate, low self-esteem, that exist in the universe just like the made-up Jesus does exist, because that's what thought forms are. Energy, thoughts, and energy classified into a deity, deified. Your thoughts deified. Depression is deified. Shit, it has drugs, counseling. It has symptoms, behaviors. It has sacrifices. People have killed themselves because they're too depressed. Oh, it's an entity, my nigga. So it's in depression's because without a human body or humans, period, who would be depressed? Only those who are ignorant. We're talking about a world-class event where there is no more humanity. There is no more human thought. It's eradicated and done with. Depression doesn't exist. So depression has to fight for its existence, which means it has to be in favor of anything that keeps you human. Anything. Debating is an entity now. Debating has always been an entity called arguments. So that entity is getting this sacrifice right now because it's become a fad, or it's become hot to argue or debate. Y'all need to understand there's a bigger game happening here. A bigger game happening here. A bigger game happening here. It ain't about the dudes who are doing it. And this is by no means an attack on the dudes who are doing it. My attack has been, always will be, on human behavior. And you explain to me how arguing with each other is not human behavior. Somebody explain that shit to me. Me and Khadijah will have arguments. It's necessary because we have a social human lifestyle together. But you think I see random bitches in the street and strike up arguments? Because we don't have a human life together, and I don't give a fuck about what they're doing, how they're doing it, in the wrong or right way they're doing it. Ultimately, their suffering means a round trip back. And I'm not super save a nigga. I'm super save yourself, motherfucker. I'm teaching you the tools to save yourself. You have to get with you. You need to have a by yourself meeting. You set up a table and you set up a PowerPoint for your fucking self. This is what I've seen, this is what I know, and this is what I question in my own head. And I'm going to run these questions until I come to this common denominator where I can walk around in the know about what has been put before me in terms of questioning. So every question I have, I run it through every goddamn grinder I can. And sometimes play it off for other people who may have run it through a grinder or have experience that I don't have. That's called building. Building.
It's kinda dark out. I do think that fight is the light. Fight of the light. This is a rough draft, but fuck it, the timing was right.